Imagine waking up one morning with absolute financial confidence, knowing that your bills are already covered, your savings are growing automatically, and your dreams are funded not by a single source, but by multiple streams of income flowing into your life like rivers feeding an abundant ocean. Imagine being able to say, even if one income slows down, three others are still pushing me forward. For the next 15 seconds, I want you to hold that picture firmly in your mind, because it is not a fantasy, it is a blueprint that thousands of self-made millionaires have used, a blueprint that you can start using today. And if you stay with me until the end, you will not only understand how multiple streams of income are created, but how they become the foundation of lifelong wealth and unstoppable confidence. Hello and welcome to the channel. I am honored that you are here, and today, through the guiding voice of Napoleon Hill's philosophy and the timeless principles of success, we are going to unlock one of the greatest truths of financial freedom, the power of creating multiple streams of income. This journey will take you inward and outward. Inside, you will reshape your beliefs about money, prosperity, and personal potential. Outside, you will learn the practical systems, actions, and pathways that millions before you have used to build stable, expanding wealth. To begin this journey, understand that every fortune starts as an idea. Before money becomes physical, it first becomes mental. The interior world creates the exterior world. If you believe that you must rely on one source of income forever, then your financial life will mirror that limitation. But if you believe that money can come to you through many channels that you build deliberately, then your external life will respond with opportunity, creativity, and growth. Napoleon Hill taught that the starting point of all achievement is desire. Not a weak desire, not a wish, but a burning, clearly defined desire. So the first question you must ask yourself is this: do I truly desire multiple streams of income, or do I only like the idea of it? Because the difference between desire and fantasy is action, and action requires commitment. In your interior world, the journey begins with mindset, the belief that wealth is not a matter of luck but structure. You must see income streams as seeds. Each seed may begin small, but when nurtured, expanded, and duplicated, it becomes a garden that produces fruit season after season. One stream may be your job or primary profession, but relying solely on that one stream is like relying on a single plant to feed your entire family. It is not only limiting but dangerous. Your security grows when your sources of income grow. Your freedom grows when your sources of income grow. And your future grows when your sources of income grow. In the exterior world, you begin by examining your current skill set, your resources, and your opportunities. Every individual has something they can offer: a skill, a talent, a service, a product, a message, or a solution to a problem. You do not need to start with massive capital. You need clarity. What do you know? What can you learn? What can you produce? What can you teach? The world rewards value, and value is the basis of every income stream. If you want more income, create more value. If you want more streams, create more systems that deliver value even when you are not actively working. But before the practical steps come, Napoleon Hill insists that we master the invisible forces. One of them is belief. Another is imagination. Another is organized planning. You must first imagine your life operating with multiple streams. You must imagine money flowing to you from your primary work, from investments, from digital assets, from business ventures, from royalties, from passive channels, from automated systems, and from long-term compounding. You must imagine this clearly, because the power of thought directs the power of action. As your interior world organizes your intention, your exterior world begins to shape opportunities around you. People come into your life. Ideas show up. Skills develop. But you must be alert. You must be receptive. You must be willing to learn and take steps, big or small. The mental blueprint attracts the physical tools. And just like building a house, the blueprint must come first. One of the great misunderstandings about wealth is the belief that you must work harder to earn more. That is only true in the beginning. But after a certain point, increasing your income requires leverage, not labor. Leverage is the art of doing something once and getting paid many times. It is the art of turning time into systems, turning skills into products, turning knowledge into assets, and turning effort into automation. In this journey, you will learn how millionaires think, how they build, and how they multiply. Your transformation begins with internal alignment. If you believe that money is hard to earn, you limit your creative power. If you believe that opportunities are rare, you shrink your ability to identify them. If you believe that wealth belongs only to a chosen few, you lock yourself out of the abundance designed for you. But if you shift your beliefs even slightly, your external world will begin to present you with exactly what you believe is possible. Inside you is potential waiting to be activated. Outside you is a world waiting to reward that potential. The bridge between them is action guided by purpose and clarity. And right now, your purpose is simple: to learn how to build multiple streams of income, streams that support your dreams, your family, your growth, and your financial independence. This is the beginning of your journey, and now you are ready for the next step, understanding what types of income streams exist and how you can build them from wherever you stand today. Now that the foundation has been laid in your mind, it is time to expand outward into the landscape of opportunities. The truth is, income streams are everywhere. They exist in every industry, every economy, every era. But the reason most people never build them is because they only look for income in the form of a job. Napoleon Hill said that opportunity often comes disguised as temporary defeat or hard work. That means the very thing you overlook, the very skill you underestimate, the very idea you dismiss could be the seed of your next income stream. There are three main types of income streams: earned income, active income, and passive income. Earned income is what you trade time for. Active income is what you create through projects, sales, services, or skills. And passive income is money that continues to come whether you work or not. Every wealthy person understands one thing: you must start with active income, then convert part of that income into assets that produce passive income. No matter where you stand today, you can begin building these streams. Let's look inward again. Ask yourself, what do you already know how to do? What are you naturally good at? What could you learn quickly? What are people willing to pay for? Inside you, there is a unique set of skills, talents, and experiences. These do not appear ordinary to you because they are familiar, but they are valuable to others. Your ability to teach, communicate, design, analyze, manage, repair, create, write, build, or solve problems is an asset waiting to be monetized. When you combine your inner abilities with outer opportunities, you create new income pathways. For example, you may be skilled at explaining concepts. That could become an online course, tutoring service, YouTube channel, or digital product. You may be good at fixing things. That could become a service business, a consulting role, or a training program. You may be good with technology. That could become freelancing, programming, automation services, or digital asset creation. The key is to identify one path and begin. Every income stream starts small as a spark. But when you fuel it with effort, learning, and consistency, it becomes a flame. And when you systemize that flame, it becomes a fire that burns on its own. Internally, you must prepare for growth. Growth demands discipline. Growth demands learning. Growth demands understanding that the first version of your income stream will not be perfect. Many people quit before they improve, but improvement comes through repetition and refinement. Napoleon Hill said that persistence is to success what gasoline is to a car. It keeps you moving forward. Externally, you must build structure. Structure is the difference between a labor-based income and a system-based income. When you build systems, automated processes, scalable products, delegations, investments, or content that works even while you sleep, you break free from the limitations of time. You may begin with a freelance service, a small side business, an online store, affiliate marketing, content creation, digital courses, real estate investments, licensing, royalties, commission-based income, or any pathway that aligns with your skills. The moment you start a second stream, your mindset changes. You feel a shift, you feel strength, you feel confidence, because now your life is no longer dependent on one source. Now you are building a foundation of freedom. Internally, you must also confront fear. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of starting, fear of being seen. But fear is simply the boundary of your comfort zone. And growth begins at the edge of that boundary. Every successful person began with uncertainty. Napoleon Hill wrote that the person who moves with definiteness of purpose, backed by desire, will eventually attract success as surely as a magnet attracts metal. Let that become your guiding confidence. Externally, as your streams grow, you will begin reinvesting. Reinvesting is the secret behind expansion. When you take some of your earnings and use them to create new streams, your income multiplies. Money becomes your employee. Money begins working for you. And when your money works harder than you do, you start experiencing wealth. This part of the journey is about building momentum. Momentum is created through small, consistent steps. A single online product that earns one sale can grow into a system that earns thousands. A single service client can lead to dozens. A small investment can grow into a portfolio. But none of this happens unless you start. Now that you understand the landscape and the psychology behind multiple streams, you are ready to learn how to build long-term financial freedom, where your streams not only grow, but sustain your lifestyle for decades. As we move into the final part of this journey, it is time to elevate your thinking to the level of long-term wealth. Multiple streams of income are not just about making money. They are about creating a financial architecture that supports your present and protects your future. Napoleon Hill taught that success comes to those who plan definitively, and your next step is to plan your streams like an architect designing a city, strategically, intentionally, and intelligently. In your interior world, long-term wealth begins with identity. You must begin to see yourself not as someone who earns money, but as someone who creates financial systems. Identity shapes behavior. Behavior shapes results. When you see yourself as a builder of income streams, you make decisions differently. You learn differently. You invest differently. You act with purpose. Externally, you begin refining and expanding your streams. Your first stream may be small, but your second will grow faster. Your third will grow stronger. Your fourth will grow more easily. This is because every new stream teaches you structures, habits, systems, and strategies that make the next one easier. You must also begin building passive streams. These are the streams that change your life the most. Passive income frees your time. Passive income expands your choices. Passive income unlocks the lifestyle you desire. Passive income might come from digital assets, automated online businesses, investments in stocks, index funds, or real estate licensing deals, content royalties, dividend-paying assets, subscription businesses, automated service systems. Each requires work up front, but pays you repeatedly. This is the essence of leverage. This is how wealth is built without constant labor. Internally, you must also strengthen your discipline. Wealth demands consistency. Your streams must be maintained, reviewed, improved, and occasionally redirected. Your financial decisions must be intentional. Your spending must align with your long-term goals. Your savings and investment habits must be structured. Napoleon Hill said that people fail not because they lack money, but because they lack plans. And a plan executed daily has the power to turn ordinary individuals into extraordinary success stories. Externally, you begin organizing your financial life like a business. You track your streams, you measure performance. You set monthly targets. You automate what can be automated. You delegate what can be delegated. You remove inefficiencies. You focus on what produces the highest return. Money grows where attention goes. And as you give attention to your income streams, they respond with growth. Now imagine yourself 1 year from now. You have built 2 to 3 income streams. You feel stable. You feel confident. You feel empowered. 5 years from now, those streams have multiplied into 4, 6, or even 8 streams. Some are active, some are passive, some are growing rapidly, some are stable and reliable. Your financial life is now diversified, strong, and expanding. Internally, you will feel transformation, a sense of pride, power, and purpose. The old fears will fade. The old limitations will dissolve. You will realize that you never needed permission from the world. You only needed commitment from yourself. Externally, your lifestyle will begin to shift. More income means more choices. More choices mean more freedom. More freedom means more control over your time, your goals, your energy, and your destiny. But the greatest reward is not the money. It is who you become. You become someone disciplined, creative, focused, and empowered. You become someone who understands wealth. You become someone who can teach others. You become someone who can create opportunity, security, and abundance. Napoleon Hill wrote that every person has the capacity to become rich if they develop a definite purpose, a burning desire, a clear plan, and persistent action. You now have the blueprint to create multiple streams of income. You have the internal tools, belief, imagination, discipline, desire, and you have the external tools, skills, systems, structures, and strategies. Your journey starts now. Not tomorrow, not someday now. Because every day that you delay is a day you could have been building, a day you could have been earning, a day you could have been transforming. Stand tall, think boldly, act decisively, build consistently, and watch as the streams you create become the river that carries you toward the life you have imagined. Your destiny is not written by chance. It is written by choice. And today, you have chosen growth, abundance, and financial freedom. You now know how to create multiple streams of income. The next step is simple: begin.